Alexa, turn off timer. Some of the ways in which businesses have had to adapt is going more towards, to-go foods and taking online ordering. Shoot, it broke again. You only get so many usages out of it. The changes that we've had to make has been more towards the pre-packaging. And this is something that I've worked on for the last couple of years, not envisioning where we would be today, but more from a marketing standpoint. My business is predicated on the grab and go world. And so we wanted to be able to take advantage of the style of food that we were making and put it in a packaging that was conducive to it. Today, what you're gonna see is the changes that we've had to make. Obviously, business went down in March when everything really broke. We lost probably 80% of our customers, or just because we were selling to a lot of cafes. So it severely impacted what we were doing. However, our wholesale accounts, the grocery stores, picked up, and so we had to make that change. Thankfully, packaging was already ready to go, so we were able to make a pivot really quickly. Now we're to the point where instead of packaging for a few customers, we're packaging for everybody. And we have started taking online ordering as well. So, a lot of this stuff is we're trying to figure out as everyone else is as each day goes around. Umami Kushi is a food manufacturer, wholesaler. We make grab-and-go snacks centered around Japanese style ingredients. The big item that we sell right now is called an Okazu Pan, and an Okazu Pan basically is a small savory pastry. The dough can be filled with savory ingredients or they can be topped. Always start with a fresh made dough. We fill it with different savory fillings, rolled in breadcrumbs, and then flash fry it. We have right now salmon, barbecue tasso, which is a barbecue pulled pork style. We have our beef curry, which is our most popular. We have our vegan lentil. We have our chicken adobo. We do 4 special releases a year. And try to make them as seasonal as possible. And this season we're doing matcha and sweet red bean. Umami Kushi is based in Rainier Beach, South Seattle. We've been here for about 3 years, and hopefully we can, stay here a lot longer. So usually once they come out of the fryer, they get garnished immediately. Okay. So these are the lentils basically for Wajimaya because they want half of theirs warm. The other half they want chilled to put in their cold grab-and-go case. You can see how small this is. They're already getting 100, so we have to shuffle and make enough room. We talk about mixing the dough and everything. The whole process is roughly 2 hours. The mixing the dough takes about 30 minutes. And then filling them, depending on the volume that you're doing, is a couple of more minutes. 100 pans takes about an hour to get through the mixing and filling part. Then you got to go through the proofing stage. Proofing stage is usually 25 to 30 minutes depending on the pan. And then the cooking stage, in this case today, we're probably going to spend close to an hour and a half. Then we go through the packaging stage. Now, the COVID has impacted everything because we have to package everything, you're adding more time to the product. This is what it looks like. So it comes in a little cookie bag with a clear window, and this is our logo that we designed. For me, I went from loosely packaging these to now packaging them inside packaging. So I'm carrying all those packages up there. Then I carry the cellophane cookie bags. The stickers, this current order of stickers is over $1,500. 3 months ago, that was not even a cost I had to worry about. It's just one of the things that we've had to go through, and it's worth it. Now our product can be displayed in some of the coffee shops without having them open and exposed to, all the elements. So now they're sealed, right here in house. And then when the coffee shops get them, all they have to do is, hand them to the customers. Now this step is packaging. All the cold stuff goes into these containers. So we're heading to Resistencia, part of our delivery days on Friday, and it's one of our good coffee accounts. And what I mean by good, they not in terms of sales, but more in terms of just what they stand for in the community. And it's in South Park. It's an area that really supports their local businesses.
right now, because of the COVID thing, their numbers have decreased significantly, but they reopened up recently and they decided, you know, they're going to start easing some product back in. This is, I believe, the first Friday delivery we've had in 2-3 weeks. So we're going to see how things are. You ready to be on camera? Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, and so this is Resistancia, and you can kind of see all the work that they've done. It's and how they've transformed this place. This has been one of the one of the new bright spots to South Park, I would say. I was telling her a little bit about, you know, the lentils and how busy you guys were before the whole COVID thing, but that, you know, the community supported you, and they, you know, this has been, I mean, they were, and even right now, pretty much still like one of the busiest places for me selling pans. So today they're getting 6 lentil and 6 barbecue pork, or South Park pans as we call them, and that's pretty much it. Waijimaya, Seattle, a good story. They've been fantastic to work with. The timing could not have been better for me as a business. During the remodel, it pushed things back a little bit, but I think it was January, maybe, yeah, it might have been January or early February. We started selling down here to Seattle, and we were selling the cold and the hot, which is what they wanted. We worked to get the packaging designed. We're gonna go in here and deliver to them. My little invoice box. I've had to do invoicing. So this has been like a thrill. You know, with the grocery stores, it became a different world, because I'm coming out of the cafe. Grocery world is very, very, it's rigid and it's fast paced. I'm in an environment where I'm trying to be a guy who represents a local company owned by a minority in the city of Seattle, and I'm in a grocery store where 70-80% of their products are made by national food chain. I believe they've just finished the remodel, so the deli now is open. Good morning. Here's it for you guys. There's your invoice. You have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Now here we go with the Seattle Fish guys, one of my best clients. We do a special pan for them, the salmon, bacon, and potato. Ian does all my, you know, he's the one who does all the ordering, manages everything. You know, this is one of my, we've had a great relationship the last couple of years. And so the salmon pan is curated specifically for them. And we decided that, you know, they smoke and cure the salmon, they give it to me. I mix it into a pan, and then they sell it retail. So other than if you order it on my site, you'd have to go here to get it. You know, when everything shut down, there was a lot of uncertainty about stores. I mean, you got to go down into Chinatown to Waijimaya technically to get food. So there's no other grocery stores in the neighborhood. Everyone's had to make some kind of adjustment. And it's great that small people are coming together and helping each other and supporting each other, and also bringing new customers that they may or may not have gotten. You know, I've known Tarik for 4 or 5 years, and one of the things that I've always appreciated is his respect for the community, his talent obviously, but how he's always found a way to give back even when times were difficult for him. You're only going to be so successful if you're able to look at individuals who either support you or look at people that have less than you and find a way to give to them. And I learned that even after when I was in Hurricane Katrina. That was one of the biggest things I learned out of that tragedy is, what am I going to do now with my life to help impact others? We decided to donate our beignets. The beignets are something that we make and we sell only on Saturdays at our shop. And I believe we donated about 8-10 dozen beignets, and this is something that we're going to regularly be doing.
So here we're at Soulful Dishes. I share the space with my friend, longtime friend Jermaine Miller.
yeah, when this all started, we didn't even hesitate. It was just really just, let's just go. And now we just share the space. So it's set up where I have a hot food station, and then Jermaine has his kitchen in the back, and so he runs his menu. So it was kind of cool just to see if we could do both at the same time. People know they have the option, which I like. They know that they can come here and get some food for free, or they can pay for the food, which is great. Or they also know at the end of this whole thing, when it's done and over, they know that this place held it down for the time being during this whole crisis. So when we decided to do the community kitchen, it was one thing we wanted to feed people, right? But it was more about like the possibilities of a new business model around restaurants. How can a restaurant be more than just a restaurant? How can a chef honestly look at that title in a completely different light? The reason why the collective that we formed is doing what it's doing, because that was first. First was like, do what we can for our community, and then our dreams come right after that. So yes, some of us have restaurants, some of us are educating children around food, but really at the end of the day, we've always tried to do what we can for our people. And if chefs understand that aspect of it, in the long run, there are going to be people there for you. I'll say we do at least 3,000 a week, collectively. What Fair Start does in one day, we do in a week. So technically, that's pretty damn good. Most folks I feed right now, we have Tiny Village. We have a lot of random homeless folk that are getting actually information on where to get the food. I have a couple jobs with the Seattle Senior Housing Group, and that's pretty much what it's been. And they all vary based on the location and capacity. Like, I run a 2-person operation, so 100 meals for me for the day, that's good. I think after all this is said and done, man, it's funny, I stopped cooking for damn near 3 months. And because I was burnt out, I was tired, I was frustrated. And the funny thing is, this literally put me in a position to where, like, now, after being here pretty much for a month by myself, man, I'm about to go open up another spot of my own. And I think it'd be good for the city, and it'd be good for me, and I think the community will love to see me finally open up a spot. Even though I tried a couple times and it just didn't work out, but I think a spot of my own will be the ultimate dream for me. That way I can do what I've always been doing, feed folks and educate kids around food. Community, on the other hand, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more people collaborate and realize, like, working singular is not the way to go. Collectively is a much easier route. If you look at ants are the best. They work the best. They work in numbers. Yeah, you can move a lot by yourself and wear your ass out, or call 10 people. We're done in half the time. We accomplish half the time, and we get to enjoy the rest of the day.